Boy, it is brutal out there. And anytime you see the words bomb cyclone, you probably don't want to fly into it. Now, this summer, you'll remember, we had U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg on the show. I was asking him what in the world was going on with the airports. We had him on about 2 months later, 3 months later, and things had gotten gotten much better. And I talked to him about that. And I said, my gosh, this is really what's caused the great change. Because really, travel throughout the fall has been, I think, exceptional when you compare it to where we were this summer as we were getting out of COVID. But he warned us then. He said, now, it's going to get tougher in the holiday season, just because we're going to have a lot of the same problems we had in the summer. And so we knew the holiday season was going to be tough anyway. But you add something that's called a bomb cyclone on top of that, man, it's very rough for a lot of Americans out there trying to get their families and loved ones. Let's bring in right now, once again, U.S. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Pete, Mr. Secretary, it's interesting. You warned us. You said, hey, things are going great now, but it's going to get tough again in the holiday season. I can only imagine how stressed the system is when you put this horrible weather on top of it. Tell us about it. What's going on? And is there anything you can do, the Transportation Department can do, to help at least on the margins here?
Yeah, so, after all that progress we saw going into the fall, as you mentioned, we had that conversation around Thanksgiving where we had extraordinarily smooth flight operations and was hopeful that things in terms of the backbone of the system had continued to improve, but really needed the weather to cooperate, too, going into the holidays. And to say we had the opposite of cooperative weather would be an understatement. The whole system feels that when you have one or two major airline hubs impacted. Right now, we have multiple major airline hubs impacted. And so in the Northwest, they're dealing with more snow coming in. In the East, it's really the winds that we're worried about. And in the middle of the country, it's those extreme cold temperatures that can make it hard for ground operations to continue. Just think about, I know they make it look easy, but think about those crews and how long they can safely, physically be out there servicing the aircraft. And so it just becomes that much more difficult for the airlines. Yesterday, about 10% of flights canceled. Now, of course, that means 90% of flights were not canceled. But, if it goes above 2%, we consider that a lot. So 10% means just a lot of disruption for a lot of passengers. Now, if there's any good news, it's that the storm has moved quickly over some areas. Denver, for example, where some of the biggest impacts were felt yesterday, now getting back to normal. But we're seeing, again, over the middle of the country, that extreme cold, and then the east, that wind and snow coming. It's going to be rough for certainly the next couple of days when it comes to aviation.
Well, I was going to ask you about timing, Mr. Secretary. Obviously, you're not a meteorologist. You can't predict where the weather patterns, how they're going to develop over the next few days. But obviously, people are looking and saying, well, there's no way I'm going to be able to travel to certain destinations. When's it going to be freed up? I'm sure you're talking to the best meteorologists inside and outside of your department. You're looking at the travel flow. What would you say to Americans right now? Let's say if they wanted to get up to the Midwest or the Northeast over the next couple of days. What are you all planning out? When do you think the ice is going to break a bit and travel is going to return to normal?
So we do see those major hubs in Chicago, for example, being in a position hopefully to move into more of a recovery mode later today. But really would urge you to check local conditions, local forecasts, and most importantly, check with your airline. We're going to do everything we can to help. To your earlier question, things you might not think about, like the military closed some of their operations in the Florida airspace just to make sure that the airspace was freer for commercial traffic. We're in constant contact with the airlines to see how we can be helpful. But ultimately, you might even see good weather out the window, but the crew hasn't been able to make it to your flight because of where they're coming in from. So the best source of information is going to be your airline, and definitely encourage people to check the FAA website, fly.faa.gov, too, just to get a sense of how the cancellations or delays are moving through the system. Again, many of the airports will be able to get back on their feet quickly. We're already seeing that in Denver, but we're a long way from being out of the woods on this storm.
So help me out here. We're now about 6 months past the chaos of this past summer, and I am fascinated by and just would love to hear your sort of after action report. What caused the problems, but more importantly, how did they resolve themselves the way they did? Because Meek and I obviously have to travel a lot. And I will say, as rough as the summer traveling was, traveling throughout the fall, at least for us and people who work with us, as smooth as it's ever been. I'm curious, what did you all do? What did the industries do? How did you turn things around so quickly?
So what hit over the summer was a combination of demand roaring back faster than most anybody thought would happen, and the airlines with a staffing model that really hadn't kept up with that. And so we really pushed them in three areas. One, realistic scheduling, making sure you don't book a flight in the first place unless you're confident that you're going to be able to serve it. Two, boosting those staffing levels, including with increased pay if that's what it took. And a lot of them have done that. Now, I don't want to say that they're all the way there. You see a lot of pilots frustrated with how much they're being asked to work because there's nobody to fill in and allow them to access some of the time off that they've earned. Mechanics, we still don't have as many mechanics at the ready as we'd like, but definitely much better than it was before. And then third, customer service. So, sometimes there's going to be a cancellation, there's going to be a delay. How are you treating your passengers when that happens? And, on the airlines that were really dragging their feet, we used enforcement, millions of dollars in fines, getting people hundreds of millions of dollars of refunds back. But what we saw was when we put clear information about what to expect from your airline on our website, a lot of the airlines actually changed their policies so that they could show that they had better policies when we put that information out there. So I think all of those steps contributed to improvements. We're definitely seeing less of so-called blue sky delays. That's when the weather's perfectly fine and they still can't service a flight. And we're going to continue working on that and on our own side, making sure that we have a strong training pipeline for air traffic controllers. But you get a day like today, a storm like this, and there's just no avoiding the impacts that it's going to have. And speaking of workers and staffing models, I know everybody, especially if you are traveling today, is likely to be in for some amount of disruption or frustration. Have a thought for workers who are away from their families in order to get you closer to yours. And in the case of some of those ground crews working in just incredibly difficult conditions, the kind of, just because of the mood people are in, the conditions inside the airport are pretty rough for airport and airline workers too. Just have a thought for them because, of course, more than anything else, more than the equipment, more than the infrastructure, it's the people of our transportation sector that we all count on, whether we realize it or not.
You're so right, and it is a great thought. This holiday season and also just around the year. Sometimes during the toughest summer months or during COVID, you had flight attendants, pilots, other people working at the desks not treated well. And so your words come at a great time. U.S. Secretary of Transportation Pete Buttigieg, thank you so much. Hope you have a wonderful Christmas and a great holiday season. I know you're going to be keeping your eye on the weather report across the Midwest and the Northeast, but still, hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season.
Thanks, you too. Merry Christmas and take care.